Hello there, you beautiful people. My name is Willow, and welcome back to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever, where today we're going to be casting a 2v2 team matchmaker game, where we're gonna be watching high-rated players do high-rated things on the map Desert Crisis. With that out of the way, I don't have shit to say today. The Dark Heart tourney has all of its participants, can't wait to be casting it. Either way, before that, let's go ahead and get into the game and introducing our players. Team 1 is up at the top as usual, and Team 2 is down at the bottom. So starting in the top left, we have a yellow Seraphim going by the name of Nexus, the winner of the Legends of the Stars tournament. Then we have a red UEF. His ally is going to be Turbo 2 going first land. Nexus also going first land. Down here in the bottom left, the southwest, we have ourselves the Wheelie, a blue Seraphim going first land. And then last but not least, we have ourselves a gray UEF going first land by the name of FTX Commando. And yeah, that is the end of all of our players. Do I have anything that I need to say? There's probably something I need to say that I'm not mentioning. Yeah, can't remember it. But yeah, it's gonna be a nice fun game. Let's go ahead and look at the reclaim of the map. I don't know why, I just completely lost my train of thought and blacked out there. Became a different person for a second, and we're only like, what, a minute into this? Holy shit. There's a total of 41,000 reclaim on this 10x10 map, and it's everywhere. It's just a map where you can reclaim everything. There's enough reclaim probably just up here. There's enough reclaim up here to build a Monkey Lord in this screen. In one corner of the map, there's enough to build a Monkey Lord. That's fucking ridiculous. So we are seeing some scouts come out from the base of Turbo 2. And then we have a tank and a scout coming out from FTX Commando. Scouts, just a bunch of reclaim going on. Not a lot of pew-pew shooting things happening just yet. I'm sure it will. High-rated players generally gonna see at least one gun comm this game. I can almost guarantee it. Let's go ahead. We can see the game percentage is 92%. Relatively balanced game. All of these players above 1900, all but one above 2000. So a very, very high rated game. This is the tip top, the absolute pros going at it. Gonna be a very interesting match, I'm sure. The 2v2 team matchmaker is really fun. I've only played a few games in it. I don't even know if I finished placements yet. I played them with Icy Nightmare. It was quite fun. Haven't had a lot of time to play this recently, as I've been absolutely engulfed by From the Depths, a game that I probably won't play on the channel, and another game that I might be playing on the channel later. It's called Warhammer 40k Gladius. It's been really fun playing that. Had to drag myself away from a 300 turn game right now to come cast this, but you know what? It's all good. Let's go ahead and see. We have a Selin over here that's about to be met up with by a tank that's gonna kill it. Can't really see the Selin when I do that. Kind of zooms you out. And a scout over for Nexus. Nexus, the first player, I believe, to get air up. And we do have air out from Turbo 2 as well. We do have air factories going up for FTX Commando, and I think there is one queued. No, I didn't see one queued. We do have a air factory out for FTX Commando, so we'll be able to shoot down this bomber, presumably. But the bomber is going to come in. Is it going to get any kills, I wonder? We do see a couple of engineers out here. No! Run, engineers, run! Oh, you're dead. Yep, you're dead. See, you should... Listen, this is why you lay off the donuts. You have to be able to dip, dodge, dive, duck, and dodge. That's probably... I think that's all of the words. I just think I said them in the wrong order. The interceptor is getting in behind that bomber, and the bomber is going down. So that's the death of our first bomber this game. The Selin over here didn't die. I forgot that it can cloak. And the tank that passed the Selin did die. So that is the first land unit, other than the engineer, to go down, I believe. We have these players, of course, expanding, getting everything under their belt. Let's go ahead and just check the 5-minute reclaim numbers. We have another bomber out, this time from Nexus, going to be dropping bombs on possibly 2 engineers, but the engineer's doing the sick dodges, the jukes, and the engineer does survive. Is it going to survive for another pass? The bomber will get off another pass, it does seem. No, it does not. The bomber gets killed off by the interceptor. At 5 minutes, the reclaim is looking like Nexus and Wheelie are both at 4.1k. Then we have 3.5k and 4.2k, or no, 3.5k and 2.9k for Turbo 2 and Commando, respectively. Ooh, lots of words, having to throw words at you like a very quiet machine gun, because compared to a machine gun, I'm not that loud. I could get louder, but that wouldn't be worth it for me. Oh, my microphone setting is probably wrong. I just noticed that. Whatever, you're getting loud, Willow, today. I'm not gonna fuck with the knob. It's too much work in editing to fix that shit. So yeah, take what you can get. Either way, over here we do have more tanks dying. A lot of ground being grabbed up over here by the Wheelie, and it does look like the bombers were shut down before causing any real damage. We do have a couple of engineers over here being killed off. The civilian working life isn't as safe as it used to be, you know. Just any day a tank could be rolling down the street while you're doing some innocent reclaim work and just blow you to smithereens. Meanwhile, that's another dead engineer. And this tank is very effective, getting 2 kills. 3 kills for that tank, a veteran Thom. Over here we're seeing a little bit of a conflict kicking off between the units of Wheelie and Nexus. It does look like Nexus is going to be getting the upper hand here, going to be killing off a few more Thoms than he has lost, which is generally it's generally the goal. Kill off more stuff than you lose and build more stuff than they make. Those are the 2 ways you win this game. 2 ways you win any strategy game. If you have more shit and they lose more shit, then you win. Meanwhile, over here we do have the Thoms. See, look, those Thoms killed off the earlier Thoms from Wheelie killed off a bunch over here. Then those ones died, and then these Thoms kill off a bunch of Thoms heading down, and they die to the reinforcements. Just constant trading of T1 units, and not a lot actually coming from it. Nobody's losing mass extractors. We do have the comms of Wheelie and Nexus meeting each other, and possibly going to be producing some issues for each other. It does look like Wheelie is going to get the better of the engagement, as the land factory over here is looking pretty doomed for Nexus, so Wheelie is going to be able to push out and cause some issues for the expansion plans of Nexus. Of course, we do see another dead factory over here. I wonder if that was killed off by Control K or by artillery. I'm going to guess it was killed off by artillery at some point, because Control K-ing a land factory seems like a strange move. Meanwhile, we have T2 land out from Nexus, going to be getting some Ilshivas online to do some major work towards killing off the enemy T1 land spam. Once you get enough Ilshivas, it's like, well, why do I even build myself Thoms anymore? Meanwhile, we do have a push out from Turbo 2 coming straight down the middle towards the base of FTX Commando. It does look like, ooh, multiple pushes. FTX Commando absorbing a lot of pressure over here. Does look like the front's a little bit collapsing on this side. We do have a bomber out over here from Nexus, which is even multiplying the issue, causing some of these units over here to get killed off from the air. Not enough AA mixed in. Looks like it's just a solely striker force out from Commando, which is definitely a strategy. It does seem, I like to mix in some AA and maybe some T1 mobile artillery. I always like to do at least 1 AA on one of my factories, like have it like make 2 tanks and an AA, and then the rest of the factories can just make tanks. Stuff like that. I just really don't like losing stuff to air. It's also nice whenever you need AA for a Jester Snipe or whatever that may be coming for you. You have all the T1 AA to help you out. We do have some transports out, transporting various things. Looks like it just dropped off a few engineers to build off some PD and get some reclaim over here out from the wheelie. Meanwhile, we have T2 on the way for FTX Commando, going to be getting that upgrade very quickly. We have a lot of economy being built up. I realize we haven't... Let's look at the reclaim again, since I forgot to switch off this. The 10-minute reclaim is going to be 12,000 for Nexus, 14,000 for Turbo, 12,000 for Commando, and 14,000 for Wheelie. Meanwhile, we have the general ecos. Let's go ahead and just check these players one by one. Over here we can see a little bit of pressure coming out from Wheelie, but... Ooh, actually, this may be an issue, so let's go through this quick. We have 90 mass a second for Nexus, we have 84 for Turbo, we have 91 for Commando, and 66 for Wheelie. Wheelie, the short stacker, it would seem. That was also, I believe, Wheelie power stalling, though. No, it wasn't. Wheelie is just a little bit... Well, wait, was I looking at the right number? 71 for Wheelie. Yeah, I was looking at the right number. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot! Alright. The units over here from Wheelie did not manage to make very many inroads as a few Ilshivas and some other tanks show up, but is putting on the pressure. We have some Ilshivas showing up to the scene for Wheelie, going to be attacking this T2 PD that's coming out for Nexus. Of course, Nexus getting that T2 upgrade on the comm. We also have the T2 upgrade on the comm of Wheelie, so everybody going T2. Maybe I lied. Maybe we won't see a gun upgrade. We do see a gun upgrade out for Turbo. I didn't lie, everybody. Yes, Turbo got a gun upgrade. Thank you, Turbo, for proving my point. It's a high-rated game. Somebody's gonna get a gun comm. Meanwhile, T2 PD war. We are seeing many units firing. Nexus's comm actually quite a little bit low. 7,000 HP left on the comm. Still relatively safe, but does not want to be losing very much more, or it will be in range for just a all-out push onto the comm. Using his units to try and push out this most western flank and using the comm to just grab some reclaim, and now going to pull back a little bit as Wheelie pushes forward with the Zooies and the Ilshivas and the one Thom tank. Meanwhile, in the middle, we can see a bunch of... Wow. Look how quickly these players just absolutely ate up all of that reclaim. All of the reclaim on the map just gone. That is ridiculous. Meanwhile, we do see Turbo 2 starting to push out on this eastern flank, whereas Wheelie is pushing on the western flank. Eastern flank, western flank, eastern flank, western flank, eastern flank, western flank, eastern flank. Okay. The fucking ADD kicking in. We have a nice ring of strikers that's about to... Well, it's no longer a perfect ring, but it was a perfect ring for a little bit there, and then decided to stop living, you know. Generally a pretty bad situation. Turbo 2 already up to 14 kills and about to reach that first rank of veterancy, which is going to be very nice. These engineers were claiming tanks as they die, deciding, hey, you can kill my units as long as I get the reclaim. And one more kill and Turbo 2 will have the next rank of veterancy, and just got it. And no! Does overcharge stop you from getting veterancy? We do have a whole bunch of PD going to be coming up for FTX Commando, trying to defend out over here. We do have some mobile missile launchers and T2 Army trying to defend over here. Wheelie pushed quite far up and holding the ground quite well. We have T2 land out of every player here. Let's go ahead and see T3 land now available for FTX Commando, having done somewhat of a T3 land rush. Going to be having a lot of Titans out on the field relatively soon. It does seem we do have Titans producing now, and I don't think there's one out yet. This is going to be the first Titan of the game. Meanwhile, on the western flank, we don't have T3 yet out for Nexus, and we don't have T3 yet for Turbo 2, but it is on the way. The upgrade is coming. Meanwhile, down here to the south, we see upgrade for T3 on the way for Wheelie. Is the upgrade for T3 going to be coming out very soon for Nexus? It is. Cancels the Ilshiva, starts going T3 as we see the first Titan coming out. I just heard a massive explosion. What was that? What? Meanwhile, over here on the western flank, we can see Wheelie yet again pushing in towards Nexus. Nexus has been steadily, very slowly, but steadily losing ground, being cut off a little bit more. But meanwhile, on the other hand, Commando has also been kind of forced back quite a little bit. It does seem, since the map is mirrored and reversed, it's a weird mirror. But yeah, since the map's been mirrored in the way it has, it does seem that the sides are very evenly split. The line of scrimmage about right here. Meanwhile, we do have a little bit of an engagement here in the middle between Wheelie's and Turbo's forces. It would seem that Wheelie has more and has more T2 forces here. So Wheelie having a nice little time. Shift G command has all of the units running into each other, but that is fine. Meanwhile, a bunch of Ilsheva is going to be going down to these Zooies and the Ilsheva combo out from Wheelie, and those are going to be a lot of dead units that are expensive. And we do see the comm of Wheelie over here, maybe possibly going to get up a few engineers with this factory, and it does seem that engineers going to be sent out to be reclaiming right here. Immediately you see that attack move. By the way, in case you didn't know, if you give an attack move to a factory and then build engineers, it increases the range at which the engineers can reclaim, which is a strange but cool little fact. It's not a glitch or an exploit. It's perfectly allowed to be used by players. Hence why you see high-level players doing it, and you see low-level players doing it. Everybody's doing it. It's like the flop. Everybody do the flop. Flop. What is that? Is that Cyanide and Happiness, or is that ASDF? Who made that? I think it's Cyanide and Happiness. Or Happiness and Cyanide. I don't know which way it goes. All I know is that the Joking Hazard game is pretty fucking great. Meanwhile, Turbo 2 going to be getting underneath the safety of a parashield. Currently sitting at 26 kills and 1 vet. Meanwhile, Wheelie is over here sitting at 11 kills and almost 1 vet. Do we have the gun upgrade on Wheelie yet? It does seem that Wheelie has gotten the gun upgrade. We have gun on the Commando comm as well. And yeah, we also see... Yep. All of the players except for Nexus, it seems, has gotten gun. And let's see. I moved those back. F. I think that was probably in relation to the Ilshevas that were over here that just got absolutely destroyed earlier. Meanwhile, T3 land has now been completed for every player pretty much, so everybody's going to be getting these out. We can see Nexus over here already starting off some production with a sniper bot. Meanwhile, we can see a band of Titans here in the middle. They're going to be encountering a few other Titans. Of course, FTX Commando was the first player to get T3 land, so does have the advantage of having a few more Titans on the field than everybody else can. Of course, fun fact, does have more Titans than both Nexus and Wheelie by far. And just Titans versus a bunch of T2 and other Titans, so this little force out from Commando does seem to be faltering a little bit. A bunch of T2 PD, these triads are going to be going down relatively quickly as the Ilshevas and Zooies roll in, and that's going to force the comm of Turbo 2 to fall back even further. Turbo 2 with that gun upgrade, now at 2 vet. We do see the comm of FTX Commando now having shield and gun is going to be moving forward, and gonna be getting a few more kills. 2 vet on that comm as well. Meanwhile, we do see some bombers out from Wheelie trying to harass the comm of Turbo 2, going to be shot down very quickly by some interceptors. And Wheelie has gained a lot of map control, holding quite a little bit. Let's go ahead and check on the economies once again. 188 for Turbo 2. Then we have Nexus sitting at 168. 200 for FTX Commando, and Wheelie sitting at 158. So Commando does seem to be in the lead, now producing a lot of Titans. Multiple T3 factories with assistance producing Titans now. going to have a ton of those T3 assault bots, heavy assault bots in fact, and that is going to be very useful. Turbo 2's comm under assault by a lot of Titans, going to be overcharging and causing quite a little bit of trouble for them, but is just now hitting rank 3 and is back into the green. Vet 3 is always very nice, and is going to continue to fall back, as it does seem that Wheelie has brought his comm forward and is causing quite a bit of issue. We do have Mongoose out over here and a Percival trying to keep Wheelie from pushing forward, and it does look like it's going to be successful as of this moment, as Wheelie falls to 6,000 health and decides this is not the place for him to be. Meanwhile, sniper bots in the middle are causing a huge amount of trouble for the forward forces of Wheelie. Wheelie still having a lot of T1 forces mixed in and still quite a few Ilshevas, but we're not quite seeing the same T3 land production quite out of Wheelie as we're seeing out of Nexus at the moment. Nexus has a lot of assistance on that T3 land factory, getting out land units very quickly. You can just see the hit points fly up on each of these Authams that are being produced, and they're going to be pushing down south here soon, being sent out all which directions to cause issue. We do have double land factory. I guess the production for Wheelie is up. It's just that Wheelie's units have to travel a lot further to get to the front with how far forward Wheelie is. Meanwhile, over here we have a T2 mass extractor under threat. It does look like this mass extractor is probably forfeit. I don't see how it survives. These Zooies really like targeting mass extractors, and that's going to be a dead mass extractor. Meanwhile, the Titan heavy assault bots out from Turbo 2 are going to come over here and try and clean this up. Do we have an Autumn in this force? I'm not seeing it if we do, so this force probably cleaned up by these Titans. As long as they keep moving and don't let the Zooies get free shots, we should be seeing a decent situation. And yeah, you can see the micro coming out from Turbo 2 as the Titans fall back and continue to fire. And we do have some Authams out from Nexus putting some shots into that spam. Meanwhile, over here on the eastern flank, we can see Titans versus Percival. Electric Boogaloo, round 2. Meanwhile, we do have some triads being thrown up, and the Percival numbers are going to keep growing, and that's going to Ooh! Oh, shit. Sorry, everybody. Instead of Control-Shift F1, I hit Control-Shift Escape and pulled up Task Manager in this professional cast of mine. Ooh, professional. I mean, it is professional. Shut up. I don't care what your opinion is. Don't at me, fam. Meanwhile, Percivals and Triads trying to hold out against Titans and Calm. Titans and Calm killing off the Triads, it would seem. Why were those Triads? What the hell is this? Are these the Triads from the Void? These Triads are black. Is that racist? I don't know. Oh no, I said the R word. That's gonna be in my YouTube metadata. They're gonna think that my video's about racism, and now I'm gonna be in trouble. And I said it again. Channel's never gonna grow. I'm gonna be blacklisted by the YouTube algorithm. Meanwhile, over here, we do have Authams killing off Zooies. Seems to be a common thing in this match. Zooies are just they're the only T1 unit that just never stops being produced. Like, go look at the UEF players. Oh yeah, just pure T3 production. Unadulterated T3 production. There's some leftover T2 and T1 armies. Who gives a fuck about them? They're not going to be produced anymore. Maybe you have some flack thrown in. But you go look at the Seraphim players. Oh yeah, we still have like 7 factories here at the 22-minute mark making Zooies. This is the most overpowered unit in the game. Easily the most produced unit of all time in FA forever. Other than engineers, if you can't discount T1 engineers, then by far Zooies are the most produced unit of all time. And maybe even then, Zooies might beat out the engineers, which is a ridiculous thought. Meanwhile, over here we do have a lot of units out from Nexus pushing in towards Wheelie. and could very possibly be causing major issues. I wonder what structure's been produced the most in FA. Do you think it's T1 power? It's probably T1 power, isn't it? T1 power generators are the most produced, I would think. And if we're not counting economic buildings, just like what structure that isn't a mass extractor or a power generator or mass fab, then I think it would either go to factories or triads, because we all know the turtle players play UEF and we all know they like their triads. So factories or triads. Meanwhile, over here we do have some sniper bots just taking out units one at a time. We do have T3 Air now out for Turbo, producing these gunships, and has a strat bomber in the main base of Commando. It's for some reason sitting here not dropping a bomb, and this strat bomber has been surprisingly ineffective. Hasn't killed anything. It's been a very good scout plane. I will give it that. It's done all of the scout plane things of flying over the enemy base. Gonna be killing off a T2 power gen, and that's it. That strat bomber was not very effective. I'm sorry, Turbo, but that was just ugly. Meanwhile, we do have a Yathoda. I missed it completely, but we have a Yathoda out from Nexus. Let's just go ahead and Control-Shift-T on that. Go back to Observer. Control-Shift-F, F1. God, gotta hit so many hotkeys just to get this. The Yathoda is pushing out towards the massive army in front of it of FTX Commando. Meanwhile, we have some Titans on the left over there, gonna be assisting this Yathoda. Yathoda trying to dodge some T1 bombers. Not really quite able to do that with the Yathoda. Doing the I don't even know what to call this. It's doing like a dance. It's mesmerizing as it walks back and forth. It's like tangoing. Meanwhile, over here we can see the Calm of Wheelie is getting attacked by the Yathoda. Is it going to die? Oh, he's trying to get underneath a parashield out from his ally. Is it going to get underneath the parashield? Oh, it does. The parashield starts blocking some shots, but only lasts for a couple of seconds. And Wheelie is going to die, dodging the... Oh, that's the death of Wheelie. Oh no, Wheelie has died. And with that... Oh. Wait. Was FTX Commando's comm there too? It had to be. It was right there. The comm of FTX Commando was also there. And with that, our match is over. It's a short one for you all today, but you know what? I think it's better than just not casting. I'm going to go ahead and get back to playing Warhammer 40k Gladius after I edit this and upload it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Oh wait, I forgot something. Thank you to my patrons, Timothy Calderwood, Sergeant Syphilis, and Nogthar. Oh man, almost forgot that. Like if you liked it, disliked if you didn't like it, join my Discord. Dude, there's a bunch of links down below. Click them. Just click them all. Who gives a fuck? Goodbye.